Welcome all. Today I am going to discuss about the topic permeability of soil. These are the topics that we are going to cover. Permeability, factors affecting soil permeability, Darcy's law, validity of Darcy's law, determination of coefficient of permeability, permeability of stratified soil and problem for practice. Coming to the first topic, that is permeability. It is a property of a porous material which permits the passage of water through its interconnecting voids. It is a very important engineering property. According to permeability, we can classify the soil into two. First one is permeable soil and another one is impermeable soil. Permeable soil means the voids between soil particle is large. It permit the flow of water. Example, gravels. Gravel have large space between each particle so that water can flow through it easily. Next one is impermeable soil. The space between soil particle is less. Example, clay. Considering the flocculated and dispersed structure of clay, the flocculated structure have high permeability than dispersed structure. Next is importance of permeability. Permeability is essential for some cases, that is we have to calculate the hydraulic conductivity, that is permeability. The first one is settlement of building. Permeability influences the rate of settlement of a saturated soil under load. Next is yield of water bearing strata. Due to high permeability, a layer of soil or rock to contain water and transfer it from pore to pore quickly. Example, aquifer. Next is stability of earth and dam. By knowing the hydraulic conductivity of soil, we have to control the seepage through embankment. That is, we can be provide suitable filters according to hydraulic conductivity of the soil. Next is uplift pressure under hydraulic structure. The water seeping below the hydraulic structure exert an uplift pressure on the floor. The pressure will be maximum and the floor cannot resist it, so there will be a failure occur. By knowing hydraulic conductivity, we can use preventive measures for reducing the uplift pressure. Then the last one is seepage through and below the earth structure. Due to this, erosion occurs. So we can avoid by calculating the permeability. Now we are discussing about factors affecting soil permeability. First one is particle size. Here permeability is proportional to the square of particle size. Permeability of coarse grained soil is very large as compared to that of fine grained soil. Then the next one is void ratio of soil. Greater the void ratio, higher the value of hydraulic conductivity. Next is properties of water. Hydraulic conductivity is proportional to the unit weight of water, that is gamma W, and hydraulic conductivity is inversely proportional to viscosity mu. The next one is shape of particles. The permeability depends on the shape of particle. Angular particles have greater surface area compared to rounded particles. For same void ratio, angular particles are less permeable than rounded particles. The next is structure of soil mass. Permeability is more in the case of flocculated structure compared to dispersed structure. And the next factor is that degree of saturation. Permeability of partially saturated soil is less than that of fully saturated soil. Then The next factor, absorbed water. It means thin microscopic film of water surrounding individual soil grains, that is absorbed water. This water is not free to move, so that the effective pore space is reduced, thus hydraulic conductivity is decreases. Then next is stratification of soil. Permeability is maximum when the flow is parallel to soil layers. The details about soil stratification is explained in coming up slides. The next one is entrapped air and organic impurities. The entrapped air and organic impurities obstruct the flow and hydraulic conductivity is reduced due to their presence. And the last one is temperature. As viscosity of the pore fluid decreases with temperature, permeability increases with the temperature. Coming up to the next slide, it is about Darcy's law. It is an equation that describes the flow of a fluid through a porous medium. The law was formulated by Henry Darcy based on result of experiments on the flow of water through bed of sands. Darcy's law states that for laminar flow through saturated soil mass, the discharge per unit time is proportional to the hydraulic gradient. Darcy demonstrated experimentally that for laminar flow in a homogeneous soil, the velocity of flow is given by V is equal to Ki. The experimental diagram is shown in figure 2. The discharge Q is equal to V into A. The V is the discharge velocity or superficial velocity. The V can be transformed into K into I, that is Q is equal to K into I into A. The hydraulic conductivity K is a product of Darcy's law. Then coming up to the next slide, it is about validity of Darcy's law. That is, there are some conditions for satisfying Darcy's law. First one is the law is valid if the flow through soil is laminar. Depending upon the dimension of soil particle, the flow of water may vary. That is, fine-grained soil consisting of very small voids, so here laminar flow occurs. In case of coarse-grained soil, voids are larger than fine-grained soil, but also laminar flow occurs. Boulders are very coarse-grained soil, so here voids are large and turbulent flows is occur. And also Reynolds number should be less than 1 for laminar flow. And the next condition is that as per Allen Hazen, the maximum diameter of particle is about 0.5 mm for laminar flow. Next condition is that the law is valid for clays, silts and sand and not valid for gravels, coarse sand, boulders because the flow may be turbulent. In clay, fine sand and silt, the flow is laminar, so it is valid. For Darcy's law to be valid, the relation between velocity and hydraulic gradient should be linear. And the final one is that in case of extremely fine-grained soil like dust particles, the spaces are very small. Therefore, velocity is very small. Thus, the law is not valid. Coming up to next slide, we have to know how to find coefficient of permeability K by laboratory methods. Normally, two methods are there. One is constant head method and second one is variable head method. The variable head method, also called falling head method. In constant head method, it is mainly used for sand and gravels and not suitable for soil with silt content, and variable head suitable for soil with low discharge, and also it is not used for soil with silt content. Coming up to the next slide, we have to discuss about the constant head method procedure. In constant head method, the experimental setup is shown in the figure 3. The arrangement consists of two porous plates. One is placed at the bottom of sample and another one top of soil sample. If one face of each porous plate is touched with the soil, so the soil particle enter into the pores of the porous plates. To avoid this, the contact face of porous plate with the sample is covered with filter paper. The top of permeameter is connected with a constant head reservoir. In the bottom, there is an outlet for discharge. These are the experimental setup. Then, coming up to the procedure of constant method, the first one is specimen preparation. Here, measure internal diameter of the mold, that is internal dimensions, and remove the collar of the mold for the internal dimension measurement. Then weigh the mold. After that, slightly grease the inside of mold and then clamp the mold between compaction base plate and extension collar. Remove the collar of the mold and measure the internal dimensions. After that, weigh the mold and slightly grease the inside of mold. Then clamp the mold between compaction base plate and extension collar. Then place the assembly on a solid mold base. These are the mold setup. Now we have to prepare sample specimen. Take 2.5 kg of sample and mix it with the required quantity of water. Then compact the soil with the required dry density. Then trim the excess soil and weigh the mass of soil in the mold. After that, place the mold with sample in the permeameter. The permeameter have drainage base and cap having discs that are saturated. Then the test procedure. By connecting the top inlet of permeameter to constant head reservoir and then open the bottom outlet. After some time, a steady flow will occur. Then collect the water for convenient time interval. Repeat it for 3 times for same interval. From this, we can calculate average coefficient of permeability K. K is equal to QL divided by H, where K equal to coefficient of permeability, A is equal to cross-sectional area in centimeter square, Q is equal to discharge in centimeter cube per second, L equal to length of specimen in centimeter, and H equal to constant head causing flow in centimeter. And the next method is that variable head method or falling head method. This is mainly used for soil with low discharge. Here the stand pipe is connected at the top inlet. In case of constant head, there is a constant head reservoir. Here a piezometer is used for falling head measurement. Coming to the procedure of variable head method, put the weighed soil into the mold and end plug into the top collar. Then Place it on the compressive machine and apply force till flange of end plug touches the collars. Maintain load for 1 minute and then release it. After that, remove the plug and collar. Then place filter paper with porous stone on the top of soil specimen. Turn the mold assembly upside down and 2.5 cm end plug and collar is removed. Place the top porous plate on top of the soil specimen and fix the top cap on it after inserting the gasket. Now specimen is ready for the test. Saturate the soil specimen same as in constant head method. Then place the permeameter in bottom tank and fill the tank with water. Top inlet is connected to the standpipe. Allow some water to flow until steady flow occurs. Note down the time interval T for a fall of head H. Then repeat it 3 times to determine T for same head H. Then find A. A is the area of standpipe by dividing discharge to head, that is Q by H. Therefore, we get coefficient of permeability K equal to 2.30 AL divided by AT log base 10 H1 by H2, where K at a standard temperature of 27 degrees Celsius, K into gamma T by gamma 27. The gamma 27 and gamma T is the viscosity of water at 27 degrees Celsius and T degrees Celsius respectively. Coming to the last topic of this section is that permeability of stratified soil. A stratified soil deposit consists of number of soil layers having different permeability. Average permeability is equal to parallel to the plane of stratification plus perpendicular to the plane of stratification. That is, first one is flow parallel to plane of stratification. Let us consider a deposit consisting of two horizontal layers of soil thickness H1 and H2 as shown in figure 5. Flow parallel to bedding in soil layers. Here, loss of head small h over length capital L is same for both layers. Hydraulic gradient I for each layer is equal to entire soil deposit. From equation of continuity, the total discharge Q per unit width equal to sum of discharge in the individual layers, that is Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Let K1 and K2 be the permeability of layers 1 and 2 and KH be the overall permeability in that direction, that is parallel direction. KH into I into H1 plus H2 equal to K1 I H1 plus K2 I2 I H2. Then from this we can find out overall permeability KH equal to K1H1 plus K2H2 all divided by H1 plus H2. Here the hydraulic gradient I is same, so that both sides the hydraulic gradient is cancelled, where K1 and K2 be the permeability of layers 1 and 2 respectively and KH be the overall permeability in that direction. Next is flow normal to the plane of stratification. Let us consider a soil deposit consisting of two layers of thickness H1 and H2 in which the flow occurs normal to the plane of stratification as shown in figure 6. The K1 and K2 is the coefficient of permeability of layers 1 and 2 in that direction and Kv be the average coefficient of permeability of entire soil deposit. In this case, the discharge per unit width is same for each layer and is equal to the discharge in the entire deposit. This case analogous to resistance in series in an electric circuit. Current is same for all resistance, so that Q is equal to Q1 equal to Q2. Using Darcy's law, Q is equal to Kv into I into A, so that Kv into I into A equal to K1 into I1 into A equal to K2 into I2 into A. From this, we can find out I1 and I2. I1 equal to K1 by Kv by K1 into I and I2 equal to Kv by K2 into I. Then total loss of head H is equal to H1 plus H2. The loss of head can be find out hydraulic gradient into length, that is I into L. So here H is equal to hydraulic gradient small I into length of soil layer capital H, which is equal to I1 into H1 plus I2 into H2. Substitute the values of I1 and I2 in this equation. We get IH equal to Kv by K1 IH1 plus Kv by K2 IH2. From this overall permeability, Kv equal to H1 into H2 all divided by H1 by K1 plus H2 by K2. Then coming to the next slide, these are the simple examples for finding out hydraulic conductivity is as follows. The first question is that permeability test in a soil sample of 4 cm diameter, 180 mm length and the head falls from 1 meter to 0.4 meter in 20 minutes. The cross section of standpipe is 1 centimeter square. Determine the coefficient of permeability. That is, we have to find out the hydraulic conductivity K. The given data are D equal to 4 centimeter, L equal to 180 mm, which is converted into centimeter, so 18 centimeter. H1 equal to 0.4 meter, which is equal to 40 centimeter, and H2 equal to 1 meter, which is equal to 100 centimeter. Then T, time is given in the question. T is equal to 20 minutes and the standpipe area is given in the question. Small a equal to 1 centimeter square. So the cross sectional area of a specimen that we have to find out, capital A equal to pi by 4 into d square. Pi by 4 into d is 4, so pi by 4 into 4 square, that is equal to 4 pi centimeter square. Then the coefficient of permeability K equal to 2.30 AL by AT log base 10 H1 by H2. This equation belongs to falling head. The question in this question given that the head is falls from 1 meter to 0.4 meter, so that this question we have to use this equation K equal to 2.30 AL by AT log base 10 H1 by H2. By substituting all values, we get K equal to 0.065 centimeter per minute. We can convert it into second as per the question. Then the next question is that Calculate the permeability of soil sample 6 cm in height and 50 cm in cross-sectional area. If the quantity of water collected in 10 minutes is 430 ml under an effective constant head of 40 cm, on oven drying, the test specimen has a mass of 48 gram. Taking specific gravity of soil is 2.65. Calculate the seepage velocity of the test. Here we have to calculate the velocity, that is seepage velocity. So the given data are constant head 40 cm and discharge. Discharge is given in 430 ml in minutes. 10 minutes we have to convert into second. So 430 divided by 10 into 60, it is equal to 0.07166 centimeter raised to 3 per second. Then coefficient of permeability for constant head equation is K equal to QL by AH. Substituting the all values, we get the coefficient of permeability. By equation of continuity, Q is equal to AV. The V is the seepage velocity. So we have to find out V equal to Q by A. A is the area of the specimen. 1.4322 into 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter per second. It is the seepage velocity. This is the end of this session. I think you should get a better idea about permeability of soil. Thank you for listening my presentation. I really appreciate that you took the time to listen my presentation. Once again, thank you all.